All righty, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch. This is a new shirt that we have. I don't know if anybody likes these Arrest Cuomo shirts. I like them. They're nice. Welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch. And, there are a lot of crazy things going on, especially this freaking COVID stimulus bill. So $900 billion. Nancy Pelosi wanted $2.3 trillion. Republicans didn't want to give money to cities and states and local municipalities. They're like, nah, we're not doing that, okay? So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Lo and behold, us suckers, and not me, but most of America, is going to wind up with a measly $600 check. $600. Now, what can you do with $600? Well, you can take probably 3 friends to dinner at French Laundry if you're Gavin Newsom. And a woman out there has tweeted that she's losing her home, she's losing her business. And Caroline says, I'm about to lose my house. My business is pretty much done. Can't afford food, can't find work. But thanks to the $600, I'll be sure to get the nicest tent available when I'm homeless. At least Sudan will be thriving and the Senate offices will be remodeled. So you start to think a little more here. Like I'm at Mac's Pub in Staten Island. These guys opened their bar to defy Cuomo and de Blasio's executive orders because they're arbitrary and capricious, they're overreaching, they're unconstitutional, they're tyrannical. And one of the owners, Dan, got thrown in jail 2 times already. And, for people who poured their whole life savings into their house and their business, and then it turns out that they can't afford a damn thing anymore, they're literally going broke over Christmas. And while the government is giving billions of dollars to Sudan, we're giving, $35 million to Pakistan for gender studies or gender advocacy. And you can have 4 wives there. But here's some of the things. The Kennedy Center, always waiting in the wings for some pork in a bill, $26 million. Smithsonian, $1 billion. National Art Gallery, $154 million. Egypt, $1.3 billion. Sudan, $700 million. Ukraine, $450 million. Israel, $500 million. Nepal, $130 million. Cambodia even comes in with $85 billion. Pakistan gets $25. And Asia at large, $1.4 billion. Yes, $1 billion. Now, let's take a look at when you go over to Congress, right? You got all these rich elitists over there talking about how much greatness they're doing for America. And let's take a look at congressional pay versus the stimulus, okay? So how much are these Congress people getting paid? The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, makes $223,000 a year or $107 an hour. The majority-minority leaders of the Senate and House make $193,000 a year, $93 an hour. Each senator and House rep makes $175,000 a year. That's $83.65 an hour. And you, my friends, get a measly pittance. You and all the rest of the peasants get a few crumbs that fell off the table. $600 coming your way. Exactly what you needed at Christmas, I'm sure. $600 freaking dollars. But you would think they could do better. Donald Trump stepped up his game last night, said, I ain't signing this thing. People should be getting at least $2,000. So I think the president will probably step up and come to the table. And, there's some weird, they say politics creates strange bedfellows. And rarely would I be speaking about Senator Ted Cruz and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez being on the same page on something. But Cruz and AOC both agreed that the COVID relief bill was too big to read before the vote. Apparently, the stimulus bill was 5,000 pages. 5,000 pages? That's ridiculous, JT. Who the hell can read 5,000 pages in 12 hours? No one. No one at all. So they just had to kind of believe, you know. And what happens is you got all these things like Sudan and Cambodia and Egypt and the Smithsonian and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bottom line is these are all things that have been waiting all year to get thrown into another bill for some pork. So, you know, what happened here is there's a whole bunch of compromises on, all right, let's give out this pork to them. We'll take this pork for us, pork for them, pork for us. And, I mean, I was over at my buddy Freddie's yesterday, Freddie's Gourmet, and in Staten Island they call it a pork store or salumeria, okay? There's more pork in this bill than a pork store, okay? There's just pork everywhere, and the only people that ain't getting some pork are the regular people, the middle-class folks who've been hit. Pelosi says that the tax cuts that Donald Trump did that put like over $2,000 in almost every American's hands and in their pocketbooks. Nancy Pelosi said, oh, Donald Trump's tax cuts were just crumbs. Those are just little crumbs. Meantime, she says $600 is significant. I don't see anything significant about it. Quite frankly, I think it sucks. It's $600 is like, you know, my friend Amal, who celebrated her birthday last week, or the day before me, I forgot to wish her a happy birthday belatedly, sent me a great meme. It showed, you know, in the jeans, you got that little pocket in the top. That pocket is for the $600 stimulus check because it ain't even big enough to go in the big pocket. It's the one for the little pocket. And by the way, there was millions of dollars in the bill for horse racing safety, another piece of pork, obviously. And the only reason we should be talking about horses with this bill is the bunch of horses' asses who put this bill together. Because when you look at where we're at as a country, you look at the overreach, you look at the blue states, we're walking around in masks, we're locked in our houses, our businesses are closed, our restaurants are down, we can't socialize, we can't assemble, we can't even go to church as a people, except in little ration spaces. Everything that's going on is bizarre. And when we give away $900 billion, a little bitty crumb of 600 winds up in the pockets of good, hardworking, middle and lower class, lower income Americans. And that, to me, just sucks. That's the end of hour one. Thank you to all our friends out there on Biz Talk Radio. You guys on BizTV and Facebook, stick right there. We're going to spin it around quick. We'll be back right after this.